Well, guys, I'm getting pretty sick of talking about the NHS and health matters, but with the world as it is, I don't really have a choice. This sort of lunacy needs to be called out, and it actually relates to something I covered a few weeks back. Some of you might remember me talking about NHS GPs getting paid more money not to see you in person. Something I actually know many people have personally dealt with, not only for most of the last year, but also since the government actually told them to start seeing us in person again. As some will know, this is not happening, with figures reported a few weeks back putting it at around 54% of patients being fobbed off with online or telephone appointments. This has obviously caused many mistreatments in 2020 alone, with the ONS and Department for Health and Social Care reporting that diagnosis on 175,000 key conditions have been missed in the last 12 months. Now, this whole article and bullshit that we're dealing with here has come about because the government hiked tax and national insurance for health and social care, but these GPs have realised that none of it was going to them, the greedy bastards. Yep, these scumbags have decided to use treating you in person as a tool for them to get more money. You know, after letting you down for the past 543 days of saving the NHS, when it should have been fucking saving you, as I've said before. The whole situation is pretty incredible if you ask me, as is some of the shit that some BMA tosspot comes out with, so let's go through the article that I've got here. It headlines GPs demand more cash to see patients as documents reveal impact of remote appointments. GPs have demanded more money to return to face-to-face appointments as official documents reveal the full impact on patients of not being able to see doctors during the pandemic. So these GPs are literally pissing in your pocket, telling you it's raining while also calling you a cunt. I find it pretty fucking amazing that these people are doing this, but at the end of the day I'm not really surprised. The last year has shown us that there are various vultures in different positions around this country trying to take as much money off the public as they can at any given chance. It goes on, Dr. Richard Barty, chairman of the BMA's General Practitioners Committee, complained that the funds raised through the increase to national insurance will not go to family doctors. He said that without money to pay for more GPs and more space in surgeries, face-to-face appointments could not return to pre-pandemic levels. Which is obviously bollocks, because at the end of the day, there's still the same amount of doctors and shit like that were working there before. Stop being fucking lazy and trying to con more money, you snivelling shitweasel. It goes on, this came as an official assessment by the Department of Health and Social Care, and the Office for National Statistics revealed the unintended consequences of resorting to remote consultations. Yeah, the unintended but obvious consequences that we all know was going to happen, so can you really say that they were unintended? Let's be honest, even the most brain-dead idiot could have figured out the resorting to remote consultations would have caused the shit show that we're seeing. It doesn't take a fucking genius to work it out. It goes on that Dr. Tosspot insisted that patients were wrong to think they have received worse care as a result of not seeing a doctor in person during the pandemic. This is obviously despite the fact that just above it says more than 175,000 diagnoses of key conditions are estimated to have been missed in 2020. Proving obviously you're getting worse fucking care than you was before, thanks to not being able to see a doctor in person obviously. I mean, I actually find it fucking amazing that he can sit there and come out with such obvious bullshit while keeping a straight face, although he said this on the radio so maybe he didn't. He goes on here, extra funding, like that recently provided by the government for a manifesto-breaking tax hike to clear the hospital backlog, was needed. And yeah, exactly why was that needed? Oh, I know why, because you tosspots just want more money. It's got fuck all to do with anything else, let's be honest. Now obviously most of the article is literally just a bag of bollocks that doesn't matter and is not really related to what I want to talk about. GPs demanding more cash to see you in person is literally just taking the piss if you ask me though. I mean, let's be honest, they should have been doing this in the first place and throughout. It's not something that ever should have stopped if you want to be a doctor. Your job is to help people, not fob them off with a fucking telephone call. But essentially, these arseholes are begging for more money despite being on decent salaries as it is. Yes, they might not get as much as the latest diversity and inclusion manager hired by the NHS, but they're still on more money than most people. So this, if you ask me, is just another piss take on top of all other piss takes that we've dealt with. A bit like the wankers dancing in hospitals last year for TikTok videos. For now though, that's all I have on this story we've got here. Remember to check out the links down below to support the channel on other platforms, and I'll see you all in the next one.